Higgs boson,
चंद्रशेखर लिमिट,
string theory,
न्यूट्रिनोस,
quantum entanglement.
कुछ समझा क्या?
Ever felt bored and confused while reading lengthy physics textbooks or articles?
Yeah, on God, bro.
I'm Arnav,
And I'm Pratham.
and welcome to Quark Talk, where we decode all the complexities and simplify these intricate concepts in physics.
They may have seemed too complex to understand until now.
So, a couple of scientists actually think that Planet 9 exists with 90% probability.
Something like that. Maybe 99.
Wow.
And some optimistic scientists, they may even push it to like 99.9% probability. But वो कुछ ज़्यादा हो गया. That might be a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, it is, because the theory that we have right now is that in the farthest stretches of our solar system, way past Neptune and Pluto, a ninth planet may be lurking. And it's predicted to have a mass 5 times that of Earth. And it has an orbit of 10, like it orbits the sun once every 10,000 years.
Oh.
And its orbit is highly elliptical and inclined. So it's so strange, right? Why do scientists suspect that it exists?
That's what we're going to get into the depth of today. So,
Yep.
like, I'm the history guy. I'll tell you about how this idea originally came about. Okay.
Yeah, history, geography 100. On
Yeah,
100.
yes, correct. So, the origins of this date back to the 1780s, where Uranus was first discovered by Herschel.
Also, did you know that Uranus was going to be named Georgium, or like the Georgium planet, something like that?
Huh?
Because Herschel wanted to impress/honor the King George at the time.
So, why didn't he just name it George or King George directly then?
Because referring to the king even as a planet was like slightly derogatory, and Herschel didn't take any chances. He didn't want to take any chances with to anger the king. So yeah.
Whatever, man. So, astronomers and mathematicians at the time noticed that there was a problem with the orbit of Uranus because it was basically deviating from where it was supposed to be. But there's this French mathematician, his name is a little difficult to pronounce.
But you should try nonetheless.
Yeah, I'll say it for the sake of it. Urbain Le Verrier. Okay, I'm just going to call him Guy. Okay, so this guy,
French guy.
French guy, he eventually did some very complicated calculations and he said, okay, if there is a planet at a very specific point in the sky, then this exactly explains the behavior of Uranus, like why it is deviating from its orbit.
Yeah, and then we had this mathematical prediction. Then astronomers were like, okay, great. Now we can just basically pinpoint where Neptune is.
Yeah, because
And
they
they
knew where
found
to
that.
look.
Yeah, exactly. And they found it in one night.
Yeah, so there definitely could be a ninth planet. And as with Pluto's arguments, we already know that there's this huge psychological bias to the effect that if you believe that something is true, you will find evidence, real or not, to prove that it's true.
Yeah.
But that's just not for us physicist people.
That's all
So,
Psych, HL, and TOK.
yes, correct.
So there's this ring of big icy asteroids floating around the Neptune, like beyond Neptune, called the Kuiper Belt.
Okay.
The puzzle in 1985 was that why is the inner part of the system full of asteroids and planets and like all the comets and stuff, but when you go beyond Saturn, there's Uranus, there's Neptune, there's Pluto, and that's it.
Khatam.
Yeah. उसके बाद कुछ नहीं है. What would happen? Like, why would the outer solar system be so empty as compared to like when the inner solar system is so like dense with objects?
So that's what scientists were like intrigued about. So they were like, maybe it's not really empty. And you know,
Maybe
that
it
would
is.
be interesting, yeah. So if it's not empty, that would be interesting. And after Saturn, they expected to find some stuff over there. That's what they hoped for, at least. And in 1992, we detected an object that was like 45 to 50 atomic, not atomic, astronomical units away. So they called this the first identified Kuiper Belt object.
Also, an astronomical unit, or AU as it's like abbreviated, is the average distance between the Earth and the Sun, which is around 150 million kilometers.
So this object that they identified, it was actually the second because Pluto was misidentified back in 1930 for all sorts of reasons, but those are all like technicalities and
Yeah,
everything.
literally, no one cares. So we have more than 2,000 of these objects now, which were all like Kuiper Belt objects that were identified, and it's thought that the population is vast. They're like 1 billion things bigger than a kilometer across.
Yeah, I think maybe even more. So some of the more distant objects can appear to show a very specific orbital alignment where they have, and that also in a large, very large perihelion distance. So they never come close to the sun, and they never even come close to Neptune as well.
Yeah, and it's a remarkable gravitational signature, like a gravitational one-way sign, if you will, that something is confining these orbits or keeping them clustered, and they're getting all pulled into the same plane.
Correct.
So the experts like Scott Shepard and Chad Raheel, who first noticed this alignment, they call it a 2.6 sigma result. Basically, it doesn't really meet the threshold for acceptance, but it's good nonetheless.
Yeah, as an observer, you can say that the more sigma, like the more significance that you have, like 2.6, you
Basically,
increase
greater
from that.
value.
Yeah, a greater value, that is better, but 2.6 is not enough. So these clusters of asteroid orbits in the Kuiper belt, they provide the best
Yeah.
evidence for Planet 9 because we don't have anything else. So there's a chance that further Kuiper belt observations will find different uncluttered orbits as well.
Yeah, but regardless, there are two other solar system mysteries that could be explained by the existence of Planet 9. So the solar system mystery, that's kind of nuts, right? Like a period of 10,000 years is kind of nuts, right? Because
Yeah.
it's not like anything we found earlier.
Yeah, why would such a strange planet be hanging out there, like so far away? And even if for 1 second you blatantly ignore the period, okay?
Yeah.
You just ask about its mass. Like, the mass is approximated to be 5 Earth masses, like
Yeah.
5 times the mass of the
Correct.
Earth.
Yeah.
We don't have anything in the solar system that is,
Like even remotely close.
that is
To
5 Earth
yeah.
masses. We go from 1, which is our Earth, to like 17, which is Neptune. Like, that's wild.
Yeah. Actually, it turns out that 5 Earth masses is the most common type of planet in the Milky Way galaxy that we've discovered around other stars in the galaxy. So it may be reversed that the solar system is weird to not have a 5 Earth mass planet. So it makes more sense to have it have a 5 Earth mass planet than not.
Yeah, and research actually indicates that 5 Earth masses is a standard outcome of planet
Yeah.
formation. So it's apparently very common, but not in our solar system.
Yeah, which makes it weird.
Yeah. And there are more wild things out there as well. And this is really my favorite aspect of the Planet 9 hypothesis. It's the fact that Planet 9, it actively flips orbits on their own side. And you should not expect to find these objects in the solar system that are flipped on the side, of course.
Yeah,
But-
that's too weird.
But you do. And you should definitely not expect to find objects that are orbiting the solar system in the wrong way, like opposite direction
Yeah,
as well.
obviously, yeah.
So, yet we find them. Like, what is that all about?
And they don't obviously they exist in the Kuiper belt, right?
Yeah.
And this has been a problem since before Planet 9 was even a thought.
Yeah, Planet 9 has this intriguing mode of dynamic evolution that it basically gives to distant orbits where it takes them and instead, it tries to circularize them, like make the orbit circular by making them less elliptical. But this happens at the expense of like flipping them up.
And then it becomes more elliptical again.
Yeah. So
So it's a complicated dynamical evolution at a really detailed level. You have to go to computer simulations with supercomputers to understand how it works. But the key kind of product of the existence of Planet 9 is the expectation that such objects would exist and we see them.
And really there isn't another kind of natural mechanism to generate these type of highly inclined bodies.
As far as we know, yeah.
Yeah, we can't explore that deep also
Yeah.
currently, but we hope to do so. And we know that we have the plane of most of the bodies, and then some of the bodies are apparently tilted to almost 90 degrees.
Yeah, and that's one of the good things that supports the Planet 9 hypothesis.
Correct.
Because it favors it because you need to have the planet to be sure what's going on. Because in the region, we've not even been able to probe that region well though, so we can't like see that faint in a like stuff. So we
Yeah.
don't know properly,
Yeah.
and that's why observing the sky has also been an extreme challenge for the scientists
Yeah.
that are researching for Planet 9.
The real problem over here has been that due to stuff like air turbulence and unclear nights,
Yeah.
scientists have really they've found it hard to find like consecutive nights where they can collect data for finding basically finding a planet 9, right?
Yeah.
And there have only been like two instances in the past whatever 3-4 years where this has been done, and at this rate it would probably take like a decade or so to actually approximate whether we have this
Have a
planet
Planet
9
9
or
or
not.
not.
Yeah.